Yo, what's up? Today we're talking about what to do when you're in a sexless relationship, marriage, boyfriend, girlfriend, I don't give a fuck. Whenever you're in the situation and you're the one that's not getting the sex that you want and they're just, for whatever reason, it's not a medical thing, maybe they just don't like you anymore. The bottom line is you're not getting fulfilled, but you're in a relationship, and I'm assuming this is monogamous, so you're not allowed to go anywhere else, but they don't want to give you that need. Well, you're in a pickle. What do? You got to leave. That's pretty much it. You either have to leave or you have to change the situation, the dynamic, to where somehow they're now craving for you. Me now, and the short amount of patience that I have with people, I would just leave because I've been through it, and talking about it never makes it better. You can't talk your way into them wanting you again. It just doesn't work. You can't logic your way into that. You can't convince them. You can't give them money. Nothing works. Nothing works, bro. You have to leave. And it's going to hurt. And they're going to try to guilt trip you. Their family's going to try to guilt trip you. Everybody's going to say you're wrong for what you're doing. Everybody wants you to put your needs last and their needs first. Even if you're paying the bills, you're helping them out with what they need, they decide to not give you what you want. You can't decide to not keep the lights on, but they're not holding up their end of the bargain. You're going to be the bad guy here. It's a lose lose situation, but it's best to lose on your terms. And I know what it's going to feel like. Your self esteem is going to be low because you're not going to feel desirable because this is supposed to be your person and they don't want you. But their opinion has no sway over your value. It means nothing because I guarantee you, if you're good enough to be in this relationship, you're good enough for somebody else, for somebody better. Somebody else is going to see your value. You should be seeing your value. You should see your own value enough to get out of this spot, to get out of this pickle that you don't deserve to be in. Let them go be miserable by themselves. Let them figure it out. Let them go to therapy, take a walk in the forest, whatever the fuck they need to do to sort their issues out. But their issues are not your problem. That's codependency. Their issues are their issues, and your issues are yours. And they need to be solved independently. And if you're trying to hold them up, all it's going to do is weigh you down. You're going to be burdened. Some people are like black holes when it comes to how they take love. You can't fill up a black hole. It doesn't work that way. The physics doesn't work that way. The math doesn't work that way. Anytime you put into a black hole, all it does is make the black hole bigger and increase the suction radius. All it does is get stronger. It's never filled. It just needs more and more and more and more. And that's what these people do when they're not happy. They don't want to provide that physical intimacy. They ask for more and more and more and more. Oh, I can't. I can't because I need help with the dishes. You help with the dishes. Oh, I can't because the house is dirty. You help out with the house. Oh, I can't because the dog needs to be walked. You walk the dog. Oh, I can't because I work too much. You might let them, decrease their hours at work and you pick up on more of the bills. No, I can't because it's always going to be something else, bro. The goalposts will keep moving regardless of what you do. Do not fall into that trap. I did it. I've been there. Don't fall into that. Don't listen. Listen to your gut. Something is wrong here and you need to escape. You need to get out before it's too late, before you lose yourself entirely. Because you don't want to be in the situation where you're now broken, you're now destroyed, you're depressed, and you can't function because you pour so much into this other person. And they're not even doing anything with what you poured into them. They just suck it up and throw it away. And most likely, if they're withholding from you, I mean, especially with women, bro, if they're withholding from you, they're not just not doing anything. I'll tell you a story about me. When I was in my sexual relationship, it didn't last too damn long. I'll tell you that. I think she only got like 2 or 3 months out of me before I was like, yeah, I'm done here, and I started cheating. But yeah, so I ended up finding out that she was texting her best friend sexually. He stayed like another state, so they couldn't do anything physically. But she was making plans to go see him, and she was playing with herself with her freaking a vibrator and texting him. And so it's not like they're incapable; they just don't want to do it with you. Right? It's not usually not a a medical thing, unless it is, but that's a whole different story. We're talking about where they just don't like you anymore, which most of the time is the case. All right. They're not incapable of that shit, bro. They're doing it, just not with you. Keep that in mind. Keep that betrayal in mind. That's going to help you leave better. Think about the absurdity of a sexual relationship. That's like, say you and me, we trade. We trade apples for oranges. I have the apples, you have the oranges. One day, I decide, you know what? Hey, bro, I want you to give me your oranges, but I'm not going to give you any more apples ever. And you can't go trade with anybody else. You only get to give me your oranges and you get no apples and you can't trade with anybody else or else you're a bad person. What the? You be like, motherfucker, fuck out my face. You look at me like I'm crazy. But men, we sign up for that because we're loyal. We're loyal to the promise that we made. We're loyal to the relationship. Women don't operate like that, bro. Women are loyal to themselves. They're loyal to their feelings. She's loyal to however she feels in the moment. She can love you today. She can not feel anything for you tomorrow. That's just how they are. That's why they can seemingly flip so quick because their emotions can flip that quickly. They don't care about promises and covenants. They're not built like that. They are built for the here and now. They're kind of like, they just live in the moment. They're very good at living in the moment, kind of like a dog or something. Here today, gone tomorrow. They're not like us. That's the kind of person you're dealing with. Get out of there, bro. It's okay. If you want encouragement, you can DM me, whatever. I'll talk you through it. I have resources. I know books that I've read. There's a whole YouTube channel I know of. It's called Dad Starting Over. And he wrote a book about this specific situation. It's called The Dead Bedroom Fix. And he talks about, oh, get yourself in shape, do this, do that, focus on yourself more, and it might help. But another option he put out was that you might just have to leave. And that's my first recommendation because ain't no way. Life is too short, bro. I'm not about to wait around for you to fuck me. There's so many women out there that will treat me better. I'm not waiting on you. I'm just not. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all. Peace.